he was out there messing with Senior, and he's getting tired of it, but he couldn't really do anything.
Right.
And then another day he come up, he didn't know like Senior was in the room, or he knew the Senior was in the room, so he thought he was gonna get away with it. So he comes up, rings the bell, right, and then he like looks at Senior and starts walking towards it, and like me and a couple guys are right there, and we look over and we're like, so are you gonna like obviously right there,
right?
He's like, you're gonna stop us, and he just looks at us like, get his ass. Like, yes.
Dive. Code red and 4 compartment middle level.
Torpedoes in the water!
No, I never have thought I was smart. I thought the people I dealt with were dumb, including you.
Episode 12 of the Too Fast podcast. No better way to get it started than for Joe to hit us with the Bruce Buffer.
Nope. That's still not happening.
Please?
Nah.
All right. I thought maybe,
What if you dare him? You gotta like double dog dare him. Can't turn down a double dog.
You can't double dog dare me because I don't give a shit.
All right.
I'm immune.
Fine. And then Matt's not here to scream whether we want him to or not, so we'll just go without it. Okay, so episode 12 is going to be our second Coner of the Month segment.
It's the Coner. It's the Coner of the Month.
We're here with an A-ganger who served with us. Would you please introduce yourself so that we can get started?
Yeah, so my name's Josias. What's it called? Served 8 years active. I'm currently reservist out in San Diego. I served with Kenny, Joe, and Mikey. Mikey was actually hilarious because we went to the same shore duty together, and I thought it was funny when I first showed up to the boat. He was like my FSA person. Next thing I know, he was like, this was doing FSAing with, and as soon as I got to the shore duty, he was like my LPL at the time too. I was like, damn, dude.
Oh wow, really? That's cool.
Yeah, it's like full circle. But,
Well, funny you say that because if you remember, you were the second person I ever met on the boat.
Oh really?
Oh, was I?
You and yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Remember on Christmas?
Yeah.
On the bar?
Was it?
Yeah, because
damn, dude.
Yeah, because Bang Joe walked me into the cruise mess. He said, "Sit right here. Don't fucking move." And you showed up, and you're like, "Hey, man, what's up?"
Joe, stop saying his last name.
Sorry.
Gonna have to blurt that out now.
Yeah, sorry. Ray. My bad. Like,
how'd that interaction go?
That was when you guys were getting masted, and that was the first thing you guys told me.
Oh, yeah. Because
I said, "Hey, my name's I'm an MDiv.
Dude, what are you doing?"
Is this your first time on the show?
He's trying to be lore accurate. Come on.
Yeah, that's how that conversation went.
Here,
oh, man.
I know that's what you really said.
Honesty.
Yeah.
He's a rookie over here.
Did you want to get into that?
Oh, my mask?
Yeah.
Oh, well, which ones?
Okay, fine.
I mean, I could go both. I don't care.
It's up to you. I just didn't know if you wanted me to keep that in or not.
No, dude, that's cool. I mean, can't be a real egg without getting in trouble anyway.
Yeah, fair point.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, all right. So first time, of course, solid one, underage drinking. Wasn't my fault. I got caught because but whatever.
Yeah.
It was funny.
I didn't want to get caught.
Yeah, it was funny because like a week or two before, I remember when on the coffee station we would have like the Irish creamers.
Yeah.
And then the cob at the time, John, where his last, you know what I'm talking about. Time
Yes.
at the beginning,
guys
making
Yeah.
but that guy. You got some pictures?
It's perfect.
Yeah. But I was like putting the Irish creamer, and he's like, Irishing up your coffee, and I never heard that term before, right? And then I'm like, Irish creamer. And he's like, yeah, and be nice with some whiskey. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, yeah. At the time, I was like, I was 20, so I was like,
Right.
I'm 20, I don't drink. And then he like looks at me, he's like, yeah, you don't. Walks off. And then 2 weeks later, I'm at mass. But
Did that interaction come up at the mast?
I wanted to so bad, but at that point, I was just like, whatever. And then I'm like, well, I mean, like half of the people that were there with me, I'm like, man, like, we were all drinking in Canada together anday.
Right. Of course.
But whatever.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
when we put into Canada, they said that we were following the laws of the land. So the drinking age there at the time was 19, I think.
Yeah, and like it was like 19, but I'm like, if I'm keeping up with you guys, you can, it's not my first rodeo.
Well, sure, yeah. Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I think we'll save the actual segment for after questions. So Amber, what are our opening questions for this week?
So my first question is, do you think your training and prototype readied you for actual sea duty?
Okay.
No.
So
hard no.
No. Not for sea duty. It teaches you what an engine room looks like. That's really about it.
I mean, I went to New York, so it didn't for me.
Oh, okay.
You was in a warehouse.
Yeah.
All right. If you did in Charleston, you get familiar with what an engine room looks like, and that's like about it.
Yeah. And you were there before the current ships that were there, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it was even older than it was.
Yeah, it was even less like valuable. That was before they had 688 ships there to like actually show you like, hey, this is what an operational ship looks like.
At least it may be what an operational ship looks like.
Yeah.
Before that, it was like, this doesn't exist anymore. But I guess to set the context,
it's similar, but there's enough differences that.
Yeah, so prototype is the third stage of nuke schooling. Well, fourth if you count boot camp. But you have your A school where you learn like your specific rate. So mechanics and ETs and EMs are all separate. And then you go through power school after that, which is where everybody learns like nuclear power fundamentals. And then you go to prototype, which is either in upstate New York or Charleston, South Carolina, which is also where A school and power school are. If you go to South Carolina, you train on moored training ships. So they're actual submarines that got turned into training ships. And if you go to New York, you're in big buildings that they made look like a submarine, kind of.
Well, funny you say that, because now Charleston it's called the ERT, the Engine Room Training something. I forget what the second T stands for. But it literally looks like the engine room middle level and engine room upper level forward of the turbine generators on a 688.
I think it's engine room team trainer, isn't it?
Team trainer?
But that sounds like it would just be for wire rates, right? EMs and ETs.
Well, I mean, it has like valve up station and RPFW station.
Oh, true.
Does it have the RO units up there too? They show like simulate blowing out? No.
No. That's way too far back.
I guess it's the opposite of the wire rates, because the wire rates have the
fake maneuvering, right?
Yeah. So it's like it's like an engine room mock-up. It's like an IDE engine room basically for the
but you could learn like the switchboards, all the power supply. Like there is stuff there for wires
and primary sample sync too.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
That's all right. We never used it anyway. Anyway, I just say no because you get like rushed through prototype. Like when you qualify on the boat, you really do have to kind of know what you're doing before you can stand the watch on your own. At prototype, it's like you may get to learn a whole bunch and have like good drills that you get to run, have good over instructs that teach you a lot while you're on watch, or you may just be pushed through because they have to get everybody qualified. And it's not like, so on the boat, it's like you have to stand, for me, you have to stand reactor operator for a fire, a scram, flooding, fast leak, slow leak. You have to stand the watch for all these casualties and perform acceptably before anyone will qualify you. At prototype, it's like you have to run 3 drills. If it's a fire and it's something that else you don't do anything for and something else you don't do anything for, we still did 3 drills. So good job. You're qualified. And I was in New York, so I didn't actually even ever see a submarine until it was my real submarine. So that's why I say no.
Or actually, I'll take it back. It at least gets you familiar with the process of what qualifying is. So just what the expectations are. Obviously, it's not the same, but you're like, hey, I'm given a card. I go talk to people. I get checkouts.
Yeah. Another interesting thing about the Nuke pipeline specifically is that we do not go to submarine school. And so everybody else goes through BES, Basic Enlisted Submarine School, where you go through the flooding trainer and the fire trainer and whatever your job is, you learn that also. And nukes are like expected to learn all that at prototype, and you really don't. They're like, this is an extinguisher. You can spray it if you want. You did a fire drill, so now you know how to respond to fires. And it's like, but there was no fire. I was shooting nothing at nothing. I was just pretending. And submarine school like really elevates it to the next level. It's like, that's an actual fire. This is an actual extinguisher. Put it out. And you're in a room that's actually flooding. Fixed, patch the pipe or whatever. Nukes don't get any of that. And when you show up, you're expected to still know how to do it, and you do not.
I think. So do you think you should have gone through like a quick BES and then shipped to prototype?
That's the thing. The amount of information they try to push us through for nuke school, there really isn't enough time to get a single individual 100% ready to show up to a vessel. But the whole point of sending nukes through the nuke pipeline the way that they do is because you are kind of by default expected to grasp information quickly.
Right.
So that is why it's not as prevalent of a minutia to learn. But I wanted to ask our A-ganger of the week what his specific interactions were at BES.
Yeah,
so did that actually translate to show up to a boat?
I mean, BES itself wasn't bad because, you show up, they do like basic stuff. You get your little submarine thing, I was like Hardhead or something like that, some old school boat, right? And you do like death by PowerPoint and stuff, and little tests here by there, just basic stuff about class, so like you said, like fire trainer. We don't do an actual fire trainer itself, but they go through all right, class A, class Bravo, Delta, Charlie, and all that, and what extinguishers you should put it on it.
They go through the fire trainer now.
Oh, down. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least when I wasn't there. Oh yeah, because that's what you went for.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So so that, and then we have our flooding trainer. That one was all right. I heard it sucked during the winter time because it's not heated. So if you're in Groton, if you're in Groton and you're there during the winter time, I heard it was miserable. I mean, I was there during. I think I did mine in September, so it was still kind of warm, so it was pretty solid. And then when I went, you did your escape trainer, which I wanted to do, but it was broken down when I went through, so didn't get to do it. So instead of going through and pretending you're going 60 feet or whatever from dump, we jumped into a pool and then pretended all right, you survived going up 600 feet and pretend you're going on the life raft. Do that and all right, okay, cool. And that's about it. But yeah, over that, it's that way. The school itself is not bad. I mean, you get basically any other rate but nuke. So you got cooks that go through their school at first. They go somewhere in Louisiana or somewhere. I forgot where they go for their schooling.
I think it might be Mississippi. One of those.
Yeah, Mississippi, because they go with the cooks and the LSs. They go to that school first, and then they go to
Sometimes they go after it. The non-nuke training pipeline is like a crapshoot.
Yeah, and then it's just crazy because then we're all there for this, we all have the same contract, right? We all got the 5-6 year contract. I got a 6 year, but 5-year contract because of schooling, how long it takes.
Yeah.
But A-gangers, we have the shortest amount of school. We're there for 6 months. I think I got there in late August and left early February, and then I met with you guys to go on ISEX.
Do A-gangers, when you go through the pipeline as an A-ganger, do you have an opportunity to go to a C school?
That's only when I was going through, that's only if you went through a Virginia, and you have to be qualified already.
Okay.
Like you have to get your fish first, and then they send you, which I thought was kind of dumb.
You have to get your fish first?
Yeah.
What?
You have to get your dude. Yeah, like at least when I was going through, like for the first couple of years, I don't know if they changed it, but yeah, because like I was there for a diesel school, and because I already qualified and stuff, so I was like, a little bit less than a year later, and I was down for a diesel school, and I met this one dude who like I was in sub school with, and he had his fish, and I was like, hey, what you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm in my sea school, and I'm like, I thought you were stationed
you
out
have to
in
get
Hawaii.
your fish to go to sea school.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about you had to get your fish before they sent you to your boat. I was like, wow.
Oh no. No.
Okay, gotcha.
No.
Yeah,
But
the sea schools that you can go to school for the AOG, the diesel. Is there any others?
AOG, diesel, scrubbers, N2O2.
Okay, there's a bunch.
Yeah, like basically you can like specialize in all our machines right there that are in the machinery room, and then if you're a Virginia guy, they'll send you to like CAT school, and then what's it called, ILP or whatever they have instead of their AOGs. I forgot what they had.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Real quick, back to Amber's question. I'd like to hear what Dakota thinks about Prototype, having been there for so long. What do you think? Do you think it prepares people for sea duty?
Man, what a loaded question. Yeah, so I was an instructor at Prototype. I did not go to the nuclear fleet after Prototype.
Yeah, fair point.
So, I can't tell you how much it actually helps. I'd like to think that it helped. I'd like to think that I didn't just waste my time, teaching kids stuff. I think more than anything, it's about teaching students how to qualify and how to stand watch more than it is like any specifics of any plant.
Yeah, I think that's true. But because that's true, I think that it's kind of shitty. Like shitty. They frame it as you're here to qualify to operate a reactor or the electric plant or, stand whatever mechanical watches, instead of being like, you're here to learn to qualify. Because you can learn to qualify in 3 weeks. It's like, okay, I get it. The fact that I then have to stay there for 5 more months to learn how to operate a largely obsolete or like unused system, like why? I already learned nuclear power. At least that's the mindset, is I learned nuclear power already. Before that in the pipeline. So why do I have to learn this plant that is most likely never going to matter to me again? Or if it will, it'll be a different version of it. For then you to be like, all right, you did it. Go do it all over again. Forget everything you learned here because most of it won't apply. And thanks for staying here for 6 months.
Well,
plus.
My whole thought process on the way that it's ran, the direction of the funnel, so to speak, it would benefit to have sailors that are going to certain vessels learn what they are going to, but the Navy will never be able to upfront designate a year and a half advance a sailor to a vessel.
I mean, they probably could.
They probably could, but the manning issues already dog shit as is. So, I mean, I think I hate to say that it's as good as it can be right now.
I don't know, man. I think I would have been better off if after power school they were like, you're going to go to the Hampton, as shitty as that would have been.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have 6 months where you don't have to qualify. You can, but you have 6 months to learn it, and then your quals start. That would have been way better, way faster.
Well, that would actually probably work better for the sailor and for the crew, especially now that they're doing the 54 month first tours.
Is it?
Is that
correct? Yeah.
Is that correct? First tours.
I mean,
they've extended them by 6 months.
Matt will audit us next time.
That's true.
They did as the standard recently.
Yeah. So,
but they can't afford to have that many people on board not supporting the watch bill.
Even if they
Just
could, was it anyone's
make them
experience?
FSAs.
I was just gonna say,
that's just your FSA.
Even if you had Sparkle Team all the time or FSAs all the time for your first 6 months, like it's gonna suck, but you're gonna be way better even before you start quals than you would be halfway through your quals going through prototype.
And to argue Dakota's
And
point,
you could send all those goddamn staff instructors at prototype back to somewhere else.
Which is a lot. Yeah.
I mean, that's so many people.
Mhm.
And not to mention the fact that prototype operates in rotating shift work for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
Like, it's
really-
only because it's a reactor. But, like, you don't have to have everybody in rotating shift work. That's never going to exist in the Navy.
Well, that's purely just for the number. Like, get more people in as.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but, like, you don't have to have
Marginally
students
possible.
get fucked all the time because they're in rotating shift work for no reason. That's not going to happen again. The only place on Earth that operates on the prototype schedule is prototype.
Mm-hmm.
Even regular rotating shift work makes more sense than prototype schedule.
Yeah, I explained this schedule to my crew at work. I have 24/7 coverage between techs doing stuff. So I have like 30-something people that work for me. And we were discussing changing our schedule. And I was like, how do you guys want to change it? Like, I'm all ears, whatever you guys want to do. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm going to give you an example of a heinous, almost criminal level, Guantanamo Bay style.
Right.
Rotating
It's
shift
criminal.
where every single month you have experienced every
shift.
like every shift.
Yeah.
And then you get a 4-day off though.
Right.
In a row.
Yeah.
And then my team's like, well, we already get 3 days off every 4 days. And I was like, I know.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's like, I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, does anyone have any opposing opinion to anything? I mean, I know that's kind of ranty, but
Go ahead,
I
Mike.
kind of do personally. I do agree that like prototype sets you up to know how to do it all again, essentially, right? I think that it does a massive disservice to the half of nukes that go to the surface, because at least y'all went to a sub from a sub, and yeah, the plant's different, but so much of it's the same, right? I mean, we had 4 times the number of shafts y'all had.
Right.
The plants, there are 2, and they're interconnected. Like, it's wildly different to the point that
at no point in the pipeline do they talk about carrier stuff.
No.
Yeah.
And it's so incredibly different that they put you back in what is essentially off shift or whatever they freaking called it.
Off crew?
When you're in reactor training when you first show up, because they know that you're worthless.
Right.
And also they do put you on a rotating schedule if the reactor department's on a rotating schedule and you're still like a nerd who showed up and doesn't know anything but his coloring books, they make you rotate too.
Well, carrier schedules can get fucked also by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
But that's even a different beast than what prototype.
Yeah, but I think that personally, prototype did me nothing. It told me how to get really fast at advocating for myself.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. It prototype is basically like a sociability test. Like, hey, you made it to this point, so we know that you have the ability to learn. Can you be likable enough to get all of these checkouts signed in a timely manner? Yes or no? And it doesn't really matter what the answer is, but that's kind of what it is. Is like, do we like you or do we not? And we're going to try to turn you into somebody that we like if we don't like.
It's really more of a rejection simulator because
right.
90% of the time it's just no, fuck off.
Go away.
Yeah. Do you or do you not have RSD, and can we figure it out? Like, that's all it is. They're just trying to figure out who has too strong of an RSD response and will drop when they hit the ship.
I do think that an interesting perspective would be the junior staff. And so at prototype, they pick up students to become staff members before they ever go to the fleet, which is kind of crazy.
Popularity contest.
Which is the role that Dakota filled.
It's not a popularity contest.
He didn't like that.
Nobody
liked that at all, Mikey.
But
I say that to every spoo, but they always react the same way. It's funny.
Like wow, it is crazy outside right now. The varying results between those people, the junior staff instructors that then came to the boat, some of them, it like they were incredible immediately. They qualified very fast, like Danny, who we've had on before. Qualified very fast, was very good at standing their watches, and then got very senior very quickly. And then some people are the worst people. Like, you'd rather have nobody. Yeah. And so I don't know what that says about prototype. Well, usually it's because they show up thinking that they're God's gift to nuclear power. And they're never wrong about anything, and you will make time for them, etc. But like when junior staff instructors show up to the boat, they're a fucking nut. I don't care what you did before this. You don't have fish, you can't stand to watch. I'll make time for you when I fucking can. Go away. Like,
do you remember the mechanic we had show up when we were in San Diego, like right before we left?
Yes.
That dude was the epitome of what Kenny's talking about.
Exactly.
It was like, you will make time for me, and you will do this, and it's like, bro, that's a fucking hard no.
Yeah, and a lot of them show up as first classes, which also makes them think that they're entitled to people's time, especially if you're junior to them in rank. But that's not really how submarines work. I don't know about carriers, but
I never met that dude. Oh, sorry. I never met that dude, but I do remember somebody showed me a roster list, and it had his name, and he was listed as FSA1. His name.
Yeah, dude, we had when I was in Dallas, we had this spoo show up, and like, I mean, it's like, you know, like when we're going on our way, we're trying to get emails. Everybody knows, like, tell your significant other, don't send pictures because it clogs everything up, right? And this guy, we were transferring over, and apparently he was in maneuvering, and one of the guys I was friends with, he was in maneuvering with them. Apparently, like, this guy was like boasting. He's like, yeah, me and my wife were trying to get this house over there. She was sending me all these pictures of the house, and then he was like, wait a minute, pause. He's like, pictures? Like, what do you mean? Like, through what? He's like, well, through email. Where else? And he's like, bro, he's like, dude, I was about to wring that dude's neck, bro. And he was just like doing it. He's like, yeah. And he's like, what? So I'm trying to, I'm like, dude, I'm like, you are screwing everybody else over because you're trying to get these one pictures. Everybody else on the boat can't get their emails.
Yeah, it takes up all
because
the
it's
bandwidth.
clogging it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's shitty. I mean, that's how some of them are. Some of them are great, and some of them are the worst.
Yeah. I mean, I totally agree.
Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just saying, like, on the surface side, I showed up at the exact same time as two people who had been staff instructors immediately after graduating Prototype.
Mm-hmm.
They both showed up as first classes, and they had completely opposite trajectories, even though they were treated identically when they came on board, right? Like, our chief at the time was like, you're a first class, and I've got to set you up to move up, right? Doesn't matter that you're brand new, and I'm sorry, but you're going to have to do two things at once here. And so he made them both LPO like the minute they stepped on board. And one of them did nothing but bitch and moan about the fact that he's like, I have all this LPO stuff to do, and I'm trying to qualify, right? And then the other guy was like, yeah, this sucks. This is the suck. Here we go. Like, and he just took off like a fucking rocket. Like, he qualled within like super fast time ahead of every curve, and the other guy ended up getting kicked off. So
did ours.
Yep.
And we had another one that I wish would have, but
totally the same, right? Totally the same.
Yeah. Dakota, real quick, I just want to say that pro tip to anyone that's a staff pickup that's going to a boat: as soon as you show up, that is your boat. One of the things that drove me fucking nuts when I would talk to these junior staff instructors is when they would refuse to stop saying, you guys. Do you guys do this? How do you guys perform? Blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, it's we. You are here now.
How do we do it?
You're not a fucking at Prototype anymore. Get the fuck over it. Anyway, sorry, Dakota. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was thinking more about what you were saying earlier, Kenny, about giving them 6 months on board where they don't have to qualify, but they can start learning how it works instead of going to Prototype. And I think that, I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I definitely see what you're saying, but in the same vein as that, I'll just say that after I graduated Prototype as a student, I still had no idea what the fuck
me either.
was going on in the nuke plant.
Right.
I think maybe Michael did because he's a boy genius,
right?
Jimmy Neutron style, but I still hadn't. I still like I could do it. I could do the stuff, but I didn't know why or how any of this was working.
Yeah.
But
I'm with
while I was a JSI, eventually I did get it.
That
Eventually I
happened
did.
to me on the boat. Like on the boat, I had a light bulb moment where I was like, oh, I understand all of the things now.
Yeah, you're like, now I get it. Like now I can do things in confidence because I know what it means.
The numbers start flying around.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
So I don't.
It's Neo how he learns to read the Matrix.
Dude, until I had been on board for like a year and a half, the electric plant was magic to me. and I was qualified
Yeah.
shutdown reactor operator.
Yeah.
And then one day I had to shift the plant, and I was like, I asked an electrician, like, is this right? And I don't remember who it was, but they explained to me like why I'm paralleling the way I'm paralleling. I'm like, oh, that's how this whole fucking thing works. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
But like that probably didn't click for me until I'd been an instructor for probably almost 6 months, maybe a
Right.
little bit less. But like, would that have gone faster if I'd have just gone to the boat first, or would it still have taken me almost a year with or without prototype? I don't know. But like,
I don't know either.
did it really take me a year of experience after power school to actually understand how this shit works? I
Yeah,
don't know.
but like
It's
in
kind of
any other
weird to
context,
think about.
that's so fast.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can
If you
confidently
think of-
operate this entire nuclear power plant in a year. That's insane.
Yeah. I say don't discredit the amount
No,
of time.
yeah, no. I'm,
The running
I'm just
joke
saying
is
that,
always like it's not rocket science, it's just nuclear power.
Yeah.
would it have been less than a year if I would have just skipped being a student at Prototype altogether and just
That's what I'm
went
suggesting.
straight to a sub? It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
They also
I mean,
make you like you have to learn so many things that you don't ever really have to know. Like, yeah, you're supposed to all know chemistry, but unless it comes up on a continuing training education exam, like, dude, I don't know. I don't even know what the specs are. I don't care.
Yeah.
Phosphate wastage.
Yeah, exactly.
What the
Nucleate
fuck is
boiling.
Drill
dude, I
that
don't
into
know.
your head, and
Put the
then you
numbers
throw it
down.
all out as soon as you hit the carrier.
But
Because
you
it's
throw it all out.
different.
That's what I'm saying. They waste so much time pumping your
Yeah.
shit that they know, not that just that you will throw it out of your head, but like you have to, because otherwise you're gonna
Yeah.
fuck shit up.
I got
Yeah.
like 4.0 confident in goofy sub, training chemistry, and then
Right.
had to be like, that's all fake.
Right.
But it's actually not all fake because carriers have a tertiary steam system that uses it.
Oh my god. That's horrible.
Exactly.
You
Like
guys have
Dakota
just-
was saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we fully answered it.
Yeah. That's
I think
For
I think
30
we beat it
minutes.
to the ground and just kept punching it.
just like Prototype.
Right. Any other questions?
No, I think we'll stick to one an episode now.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good. Okay. So corner of the month, the way that we did it in the past, which I will try to continue, is for this specific one, we will go around and give one each. We'll give one stereotype about A-gangers, and then you're going to say whether that stereotype is true or false and why. And then you give us a couple of stereotypes about nukes, and we'll do the same.
All right.
All right. I don't want to go first. Amber, who should go first?
I think Josias should go first.
Okay.
Did I say it right? I'm so sorry.
Josias.
Josias. I'm sorry.
Josias. Nah, that's perfectly fine. All right. Let's see. All right. Well, I can't remember what he said last time, but
That's okay. We can repeat.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. What's it
You can
called?
tell them they're all fucking nerds.
No, I was like, all right, I was gonna go to tangent about that. Nah, it's like not even that, because like it's like a 50-50, because like I said, like people like like Kenny, and then you get other A-gangers too, where you're like, what the hell? But I guess all you guys are at least for A-gangers, are like all you guys are like slightly autistic. I'm not gonna lie. Like and our theory was that the ASVAB score for you guys are like, how autistic can you be? And be like, how, like, what's the word? Because like, imagine being in a room all day with 3-4 people maneuvering, just looking at valves all day and not wanting to like, blow your brains out. Which, yeah.
I don't think they care about that.
Finding it
part.
interesting.
I don't think they care about the not wanting to blow your brains out part.
Or without Joe. Okay, without, yeah, as long as you don't. As long as you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a real thing.
I mean, I agree. I think that there's all. I mean, I don't think you can succeed. I really don't think you can make it through, like, the qualifying process to get to the boat. But I definitely don't think you can succeed once you get there without having some sort of like, what's the fucking movie?
Rain Man?
Yeah, without having some
Rain
sort of Rain Man like thing about
Mentality.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but mine wasn't about anything that was useful. Mine was fucking trivia. It was
Yeah.
like it wasn't anything useful.
But they don't know that.
Stopwatches.
They don't
That's
know
true.
that. And that kind of
Uncannily
stuff,
good at stopwatches.
Oh, yeah, we're good at stopwatches.
If I could find the scorebook, we could find out who was actually good at stopwatches. But...
Dude, I'll tell you what, I'm fucking
totally
good
agree.
at shapes.
There's probably a reason that it's missing.
Shapes.
No,
If Kenny had it
shape.
last.
Oh,
the reason is
wow.
probably because I was getting hazed by my C-dad and they drill pressed my notebook. Is probably. Anyway, I agree with that one.
I totally think it's 100% true. I think that if you look at the selection process for nukes, it makes perfect sense because they're trying to find people that are like extremely intelligent on paper, right? And can hold a lot of shit in their head at the same time. But also were not so functional in society that they just went to college.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you need to be someone who honestly can pass grad school, but also can't function at school.
Exactly.
Not independent enough to like control your own destiny.
And that might not even be by design, but that's just how we got where we are. It's like
that's
there's
how
a
it
bunch
is.
of kids
And
that didn't go to college.
And like since getting out, I found out I didn't know the whole time I was in, right? I didn't know till this year, which was eye-opening, which is bizarre. But
that
I totally
you are
am
on the spectrum for real.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Diagnosed.
I guess I shouldn't say
then,
for real. Yeah, diagnosed.
Yeah. And the number of ex-nuke friends that I have who got out at the same time as me, who are in the same boat, who like got out and then years later like, oh, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like that's what it is, dude. We are the largest group of undiagnosed autistics in the military.
The military got to us before
doctors,
medical code,
before healthcare.
Yeah,
before TikTok told us what the hell autism really is.
Yeah.
Wait, that's autism? Like, yeah.
Wait a second.
Well, because you weren't allowed to have TikTok in the Navy. They know what they're doing.
True.
How did you know all that stuff about me?
Get out of my walls.
So I say in our defense, I feel like it's all Submariners because like most of us were going through it. Like I still hang out with Jay and stuff, and like we're like same thing. Where it's like, I think it's just all Submariners. Like,
well, I think serving on a submarine changes the type of person that you are. I think it's different. Like if there's a spectrum for it, it's a different spectrum. But yeah, I mean, submariners are different.
I think submarines changes brain chemistry to an extent in a person because of the atmosphere that you're in, literally, like physically the atmosphere, but also the mental atmosphere that you're in with the guys.
I blame the amine, to be honest. No.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll find out in 30 years when we're part of a class action lawsuit if it was
right. It's like right now they're doing the AFFF one right now, so
yeah,
about that.
I'm trying to sign up for that one. I got that spilled all over me before.
Yeah, that's covered by the PACT Act, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm going for. One time we were doing an amine unload, and I remember I was with Garrett, and he spilled it all over my leg. Even though I was telling him like, hey, when we pull the pump out the barrel, be careful because I don't want to spill it everywhere. He's like, all right, got it. Pulls it out straight up, goes all over my leg, and I'm like, oh man, whatever. And then after a little bit, it starts burning. I'm like, oh man. And then like this was in the shipyard, and I don't have any extra clothes because like all the racks are like gutted out. So I go up to my senior chief at the time, and then he said, what do you want? And like I was like, I need to go home. My leg is burning. He's like, you'll be fine. I'm like, oh my god, I'll be fine. He's like, go to your LPO, who's what's it called? I know I can't say his last name right now, but what's it called? He's like, all right, go home, and went home finally to the barracks over there. And I pulled down my pants. Right where it all spilled, my hair was burnt off. It was like they're singed off, basically. Like it was like if I had spilled noir on it or nair, whatever it's called.
Damn.
It was like if I spilled nair on it.
Yeah.
And and I'm like, and then we breathe this stuff every single day.
Yeah.
On the reg.
Was it concentrated or pre-dilute?
Concentrated. Yeah, it doesn't really get diluted on there, really.
You just breathe that in exactly like that in liquid form.
Yeah, especially if you overfill it. Yeah, and then like if you overfill the scrubbers, which I won't say I did or did not. I
would appreciate.
Hey, in my defense,
never gave me that idea.
In my defense, it wasn't really my fault because no. Hey, let me explain.
I may or may not have, but if I did, it was
literally OJing.
The EDFers have swapped the high level and the low level alarms. They reversed it.
I will believe that it was actually Edith's fault.
And then so the alarms kept going off and they kept overfilling, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And I think it was Michael at the time, the A ganger. He's like, dude, They swapped it. I'm like, what are you talking about? And we called it, and we looked at like, he's like, look at this. And then like, it was at low level, but they were calling the high level, and we're like, what? Oh, what the hell?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
This
I would
magic.
agree that one's not your fault for sure.
Hell yeah.
Do you guys have an A gang stereotype?
I don't have a stereo. I mean, it is a stereotype, but it's a positive one. In that I don't consider A-gangers coners because A-gangers own so much of the vessel.
What do you think?
They're in.
I self-identify as a coner.
Yeah, dude. I feel like we're like the bastard child, where we're
both?
like. Both, yeah. Like we're not fully coners, we're not fully like obviously we're not nukes. Like obviously we're engineering.
Yeah.
But like I feel like for us it was like that one time where you guys were trying to get shirts, right? And you guys didn't involve us, and we're like, yo, what the hell? We want some shirts. It's like we want to get in with you guys. Like it's all engineering department. Oh, except for A gang.
Right. That's
but, when you guys,
but that did tend to go both ways. Right?
No,
like,
I'm pretty sure I said engineering department. I said engineering.
Right.
For what?
The story that he's talking. Oh wait, were you on deployment?
Yeah. Are you talking about
deployment?
Are you talking about the stick picture that one dude got?
Yeah.
The one that got us all in trouble.
I don't remember if I ever told this story. If I've told this, I think I have.
This has not been shared here.
Okay, no. So what he's talking about is on deployment. Yeah. No, this is good. This is a good transition. I love this story. It was like 10 minutes before I got relieved from watch, and I had typed up this email to the email address of engineering department, and I said, "Hey guys, we should come up with an engineering department like shirt design ourselves that's independent from the command, so it doesn't need to be approved by the command." Right, because we're like we do our own shit. We went through our own fucking journey that the whole shit may not have gone through. So let's do it for ourselves.
But you screwed us at that point with that one by saying, "As I'm on watch," and sent it to the XO.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I sent it. Also went to the captain because
engineering department is everybody.
Every officer is on there.
Right. Yeah.
But I got relieved, and then I go do my cleanup, and then I'm on cruise mess. I'm playing. I think I was playing Street Fighter.
There's no way that's relevant to the story.
But I mean, it's important.
No, it's all the details.
No, it is relevant because I'm sitting there playing a Switch,
all right.
And the XO comes up to me. And he's like, "You know, the officers on the engineering department distro, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Okay," and then he walked away.
You didn't know what he was talking about.
I didn't know what had already happened at this point.
Gotcha.
Was an ELT standing in engine room forward and an A-ganger standing machining room watch. We're making stick figures in paint.
Okay.
And one of them
for the shirt.
Yeah, they were like
their ideas. They're throwing in their ideas for it.
Okay. They were replying with the stick figure drawings?
Yeah. They were like pictures attached on the email list, just being replied to my email. So it's being sent to all the officers.
Right.
And one of them is the Oak Leaf Gang, which is different. They were color coded for the wets, the nav, and the ang.
Oh no.
They were all holding hands with the little sunshine. And he just said Oak Leaf Gang.
That wasn't a sunshine. That was supposed to be an oak leaf, but you know.
Yeah.
But it looked like a sunshine because like you can only do so much with a mouse and.
Wait, are we finding out that we have the artist here on the podcast now?
No, he's not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you drew it.
Well,
no, it was me.
I believe that was the ELT, and then the A-ganger. He responded with, correct me if you remember, but I think it was like, Hampton deployment 2019-2020, shit show, something.
If I remember right, I think it was the Oak Leaf Gang one, and then that's when the A-gangers were kind of butthurt, and we're like, why are we never involved with anything? And then we involved ourselves to get in trouble.
Oh, because it said Hampton deployment 2019-2020, fuck A-gang.
Yeah, basically something like that. It was
That's
like
what I
something
said.
like that. Yeah,
like
yeah.
A gang need not apply or something like that.
Yeah, something
So
like that.
then me, the ELT, and the A ganger all got removed from watch, and we all had to
Really?
go stand out in front of the captain's
Removed
stateroom.
from watch is such a silly punishment for that.
Yeah.
Oh, you were on watch when you sent the email.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like,
it was literally 10 minutes
Okay,
before
that
I got
makes sense.
relieved, so I was
Got
on
it.
watch.
Yep, that tracks.
Yeah, and I'm standing. We're all standing in a line outside
And
of the stateroom.
hang on, sorry. Were the pictures being drawn by current watch standers?
Yes, they
yeah.
were
Okay,
on watch.
yeah.
That's
So-
what I was saying.
Good call.
Yeah, the thing is, like I said, what screwed us or what screwed you guys over is because Joe specifically put as I'm here standing
Yeah,
watch.
I'm waiting to be
And so-
relieved.
at that point, that's when like the XO was like, wait a minute, he's on watch. These
Right.
emails are getting sent. Who else at this time? You know, obviously it's time stamped. He's like, oh, this guy was on watch. This guy was on watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough.
And that's when
done.
the shaft started coming.
And then
I got one chuckle fuck. I got 2 chuckle fucks, and now I got 3 chuckle fucks.
But
Joe,
when the
at some
captain
point,
came
at some point
by-
when you got in trouble, did they ask you where in your duties and responsibilities it talks about coming up with shirt ideas?
Yes, that was my training. The 3 of us had to give training, after watch training, to every watch section
Right.
before we could get reinstated, and we had to open up the EOM
Yeah.
and point out where in our duties and responsibilities it says to use email to
Right.
talk about making merchandise for the department.
Yeah, I
So
saw
I
where that one
had
was
it,
going.
And I flipped through it, and I was like, if you read through this, it
It's
does
not
not
in
show
here.
up.
There's not a fucking
It is
page.
not in there. But for like a solid week, the captain would just call me T-shirt guy. He's like, "Hey, what's up, T-shirt guy?"
Yeah, through the grapevine, I heard that even the captain was cool with it, but it was the XO that got mad.
The
Well, I
captain
mean-
was not upset.
Yeah,
He was
it
more
uh,
disappointed than anything.
Yeah,
I'll
it
read
was-
this.
I'm not mad at you, but I am disappointed.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
pulled up the
It's
email.
always
He's like,
the fucking XO.
"Come on, man! Like, it's right there in the email. You got to do better."
He's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
He basically said, "If you're gonna be a piece of shit, don't get caught.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, don't leave the evidence."
It's like don't overtly run to the cop and be like, I just robbed that
Yeah.
bank.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
As I was
while I was
robbing-
robbing the bank back there, I couldn't
like
help but
basic-
notice.
God.
Nah, dude, you're
Yeah.
on Facebook Live as you're like, what's going on with the bank?
Yeah, it was.
Yo,
was
check
good.
it out.
There was no like real hard feelings from it, but that was a fun little
Were you injured
24 hours.
supervisor at
Did
the
the
time?
shirts ever get made and can I get one?
Nope.
All right.
Because
Yeah,
after
actually,
that,
once
it
again,
got
We'll,
shut
we'll
down.
get the design over to Sydney.
We should try to
Yeah,
get the email.
We need a
Not
redo of
too
the
late.
Thirsty Thursday shirts because A Gang wanted them and we never got them.
There you
Yeah.
go. More A gang
Oh,
exclusion.
yeah.
What's
I
that?
have
Yeah.
one more A gang stereotype, but if you have another nuke one, we can do yours first.
Do yours first and I'll
Okay.
think about mine real quick.
So mine, I kind of like phrased it when you were telling your aiming story, but mine is like that A gangers are reckless, and they're just like anything to get the job done. I don't care how we have to do it, but do it right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, dude, we're down to do midnight ops, bro. Absolutely down. Love to do midnight ops.
But midnight ops, anytime, any day.
Anytime.
Every
any
hour
day.
is midnight.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember one time we were trying to
Midnight
do
somewhere.
we were trying to get one of the chill water, or not chill water. It was like one of the reefer plant valves, and like it's kind of like a touchy touch, but like even Chief was there. He's like, whatever it takes. He was there watching the door.
It's
Like,
it has no
we gotta
rank,
get this done.
no rank limit on the recklessness
Yeah.
of A gangers.
Especially we actually get a couple nuke drops too. I got a couple of friends that are nuke drops. Our chief, after senior chief left, he was a nuke drop.
Do you find that ex nuke A gangers tend to either be better or worse one way or the other?
I feel like they're better because they are smarter than the average A ganger.
Sure.
Like the average A ganger, they're smarter than the average A ganger. But I feel like our thing was like for nukes, or like it's like for them, it's like you were smart enough to be a nuke, but you weren't dumb enough to be one.
Yeah.
It's like,
But usually
weren't-
that's not by choice. They're
You
usually
weren't far
yeah.
enough on the spectrum.
yeah.
The reason I asked is because I feel like depending on how far you get into your training, the nuke pipeline can kind of like brute force out some of that recklessness that makes an A ganger an A ganger.
Yeah, because I'm like most of the time. Most of the time it was like half of us. I always say like me, and a couple other guys were the ones second time going to mask. I blew shit in board. you know,
sure.
Konami.
What is that? A danger tag? Fuck it.
Nah, it was just regular. It was just regular evolution, and I was being rushed because, like, of course, I was mid watch, and I would always butt heads with the nav because he wanted to blow sands, and then obviously we had to tag it out, or not tag it out, but we had to secure sands, and he wanted to do it right before the watch was gonna get relieved, and what's everybody do when they wake up? They want to go use the bathroom. They can't use the bathroom because it's secured. And then he's all yelling at me and be like, why are the bathrooms secured still? We did this like 3 hours because it takes 4 to 5 hours to vent the tank. And then he's like, well, it only took this guy so long to do it. Why is it taking you like this much longer? Is that because I didn't want to rat him out because we're supposed to, slowly open the valve, right? That way the shit particles don't go everywhere. That's what it is, right? Freaking this dude fucking just swung it open and let it just blast out, dude. And then why do you think torpedo room only smell like shit when you're trying to go in a freaking
I never knew torpedo room smelled like shit a lot. I never knew why.
Yeah, it's because when you vent the tanks, you're supposed to do it slowly. When it goes slowly, it goes through the charcoal filters and then it smells not as much like shit.
Right.
But if you just blast it open, what is it really gonna do?
Yeah. Damn. But, good to know. Yep. Now I'm angry for something that happened 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That was mine.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, there was kind of like, I guess my questions, like, I guess you guys didn't because I know you like, we were all pretty cool, but we did have a couple nukes. They always had a chip on their shoulder. Like, so we always thought that nukes, our thing was like, nukes always thought they were better than us.
Yeah, I think Tim said the same or something.
Yeah.
Similar.
Yeah, it's like, but like, you guys, I feel like are like at least for the Hampton wise, like, they're most of them are good guys. Like, I honestly can't remember having a bad experience except for some of the newer guys showed up. I think like I remember one time we were loading candles and one of the nuke guys was like an FSA at the time, and we're like, hey, can you help us bring in these candles real quick? He said, that's not my job. Walked off. And I'm like, all right, checks, got you.
Hell yeah.
And then let's just say when he was trying to come up for his checkouts for fish, which is ironic because he specifically came for me for the oxygen checkout. And I'm like, oh, you remember those candles that weren't your job?
Oh wow, got him.
Guess what this thing did? And like, yeah, let's just say that made that checkout way harder. Yeah.
I would like to hear Dakota and Michael's perspective because I feel like they interacted with the most non-nukes to have a sense of like the superiority complex, if that exists or not.
Carrier wise, so we have a lot, just like there's a gang on a sub. We actually have a lot of non-nukes in the machinery spaces working alongside us. And most of them are either just super unfortunate people who show up unclassified and they find out are smart, or because like that just sucks, right? Or they're nuke drops. So we kind of have like a mixed reaction with them versus nukes. A lot of times the reactor department as a whole kind of looks like, I'm so sorry you're here, right? And kind of just gives them benefit of the everything. Like, they don't have to do all the testing and nonsense we have to do. And for the most part, we're all like, I'm sorry you're on our shit schedule, bro.
But there's not.
But the rest of the ship can go get bent.
Oh, really?
Like, there's reactor department and there's the whole rest of the ship who is only here because I let you motherfuckers live. Like,
okay, yeah, so
that's
there it is.
The way it is.
There is the superiority complex.
That's a fact. If I wasn't here, this is just a floating death box. You're welcome.
Dakota, what do you think? It might be an unfair comparison, but it seems like having mostly worked with non-nukes after nothing but nukes, you might have a perspective on it.
I'm not sure if I understand the question. People on my ship, we didn't even think about nukes.
No, I know that, but like overall, do you think that nukes have some sort of superiority complex, either because they're a nuke or just because of the type of person that they are versus everybody else?
Kenny lives his life that way.
There's a complex there. There's a complex there, but I'll tell you what. In any selection of people, there's gonna be a complex from some group. So if it's not nukes, because there's no nukes on board, it's gonna be the next rate up.
Yeah, so what I was told is like for boomers, it's the MTs are like that.
Oh yeah.
Because like we're the reason we're out here. We're the ones like if shit drops, we're the ones dropping bombs and stuff like that. So they have this complex. which is ironic too, because like apparently they're the ones that get most in trouble and the ones that are most suicidal for some reason.
I've heard all those same things.
Wow.
Well, I mean, without being weird, but like they don't ever do actually anything.
Right.
Exactly. That's the funniest part is they think they're the best, but they don't do nothing.
They like
When's the
literally
last time?
don't do anything.
Yeah. When have you heard about a nuclear, or like a nuclear bomb being shot from a boomer?
Probably won't hear about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it happens, you probably won't hear about it. Probably.
It is kind of ironic because I think that the next rate up after nukes, if you take nukes out of the picture as far as entitlement and superiority complex or whatever, might be ITs. And I was king of the ITs as Camo on the on a cruiser. King of the ITs. I'm joking, you guys. But no, the ITs are kind of the same way because it's like, I give you internet.
Sure.
I give you the things that you like. If it weren't for me, you couldn't get on Facebook, you couldn't email your family. I can turn off your account. I can lock your shit out. I can make you change your password. Like I have full control over you, motherfucker. So you better be chill with me and
better recognize.
So it's kind of
I can
that's
I can
basically,
attest
yeah.
to that
Yeah.
100% because that's exactly what I think on a day-to-day basis when I'm at work.
You inherited the superiority complex of ITs in the Air Force?
No, I'm talking about that.
It was always in there.
That
They
thought
changed for
process.
Nuke.
Right.
When this
Yeah.
some dipshit business admin major is like, I don't understand how to put in my password. I'm like, well, you're a senior, so you've been here for 4 years. How did you forget how to do this? And I'm just like,
Yeah, it's always playing in the back of your head, like you stupid
yeah,
motherfucker.
you
Right.
stupid.
I have to help you.
Yeah.
Well, I think a little bit of
and then-
superiority complex also comes from the pipeline.
Yeah, that's what we were told. Like whenever we were going through our school, we were like, "Hey, when you guys meet nukes, they're gonna think they're better than you
Yeah.
because of everything else, and
But
they're gonna think they're the shit."
A lot of the schooling is like, this is like mental. This is the same. This is like mental buds. Like you're not physically SEALs, but mentally you're way past everybody else. Like they hype you up to the point where you're like, oh, I am smarter, I'm better, I'm more knowledgeable than everybody else. It's like, dude, you don't know anything, especially when you show up like.
I don't know a single thing.
If I can remember right, aren't like nukes like the second most money put into as like a person? Like SEALs are like up here, how much money they put into training and stuff like that, and then right underneath is nukes.
I mean, it is a fortune.
Yeah,
they remind us of that often too, about how much money the Navy
They're
is
like,
spending
you're
on
a $250,000 investment. Don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
Another rate that falls into the superiority thing I can only speak for cruisers, but it's the OSs.
Really?
Yeah, they're good because they're very much like OSs have it really, really easy.
Yeah.
On a cruiser,
I think
if you are
most
currently
places.
in port. Yeah,
I think most places at sea or at port.
Underway, depending on what you're doing, they may be very, very busy. But a lot of times they have a very fat watch station or watch rotation. They have they're not hurting. Their watch team is robust. They have this the thought in the back of your head is like, my job is very important, right? Like what I'm doing is actually hugely important to the mission of the ship. And then when you get back in port, they're like, I'm fucking out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do here? So you put them on quarterdeck watch, and they're like, so, but I'm gonna give people in the comp.
I think that a little bit. I don't know if it's necessarily the superiority thing, but I think that nukes tend to believe, rightfully so or not, that they have it worse than everybody else, and so I think that gives them the chip on their shoulder, like you were talking about. And A gang tends to be lumped in with that, but not always.
Yeah, I'll say we were probably we're there. You guys will probably leave an hour or two after us compared to
that's what, A gang gets fucked separately and nukes all get fucked together. Yeah. And so you have this mass group of people who's no one has it as bad as us. And A gang's just quietly getting fucked in the machinery room and no one knows about it.
Yep.
But nukes make a stink about it because it's happening to half the ship basically.
If
Surface
I could
is the same. Engineering has it worse than the whole ship, but then reactor has it infinitely worse than engineering. And so that's the reason that we get so angry towards the rest of the ship and
engineering
have
on a carrier includes non-nuke mechanics, right?
Yeah, so engineering on a carrier is all the same rates that you would expect if you started as a fireman. You're in engineering, but if you're not a reactor, then you're in the engineering group instead, and you own everything outside of the reactor plant and machinery spaces, except for random shit. But
clean pipe, dirty pipe, right? That's what you guys refer to it as.
So some people, the dirty pipe side is the one that has all the non-nukes.
Yeah, I'll show you my clean pipe and I'll show you my dirty pipe.
But it also like both sides have nukes, and then they can only put non-nukes in one half.
Yeah.
And they have to for manning reasons, and that's why we all kind of like pity them, like, bro, that fucking sucks, because you didn't get a bonus and you're still in the suck with us, right?
Oh yeah, good point.
But it's really tough, kind of to Dakota's story, right? It's really tough to be like a reactor sailor and be there 2 days on, 1 day off as your duty rotation, and everything else in port, right? And then you see people, and then you see people who, meanwhile, are bitching about their 8-section duty rotation, where they stand duty every 8th day, and further, they were put on the watch bill 2 duty days in a row.
Oh,
for one watch.
The same watch
as
on
the
duty?
quarterdeck.
Yeah.
Oh, poor baby.
You had to stand 2 watches in a month? Yeah, so like as a group, reactor department fucking hates the rest of the ship.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that's why.
You know, you guys remember DMs.
Is there any other
my
big...
favorite sailors.
Oh, go ahead, dude.
My favorite sailors on board the cruiser who had the opposite of superior complex, I love these guys to death, is the bosun's mates and undesignated seamen. Those guys worked dawn till dusk. They always had to do flight quarters if we had a helo on board. They stood quarterdeck watches. They stand bridge watches. And they're the hardest working motherfuckers I've ever met, and I love them to death, those guys. BMs and undesignated seamen.
We have neither of those, so
yeah.
I can't expound upon your sentiment, but it makes sense.
Our BMs were either like, you know, like...
Yeah, but anything that's not like electrical or nuclear, that's us.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very hard for me to not make a seaman joke. Just want you to know.
Yeah, well.
Got a lot of
like
undesignated seamen doing
can go anywhere.
Hardest work.
Is there any other big stereotypes from either side?
I guess I just wanted to kind of add on what he said, like, because I remember the entire time in the pipeline, everyone told me like mechanics and A gang hate each other, and that was not at all how it was on the Hampton. Like, we had a pretty good relationship with each other. Like, we borrowed tools from each other.
There is there's a volleyball effect for qualifications of junior sailors because those 2 divisions own almost all of it. Where it's like, we're going to be nice to A-Gang, or A-Gang was mean to us, so we're going to fuck up these junior people on their checkouts, and then A-Gang turns around and makes it way fucking worse because they have more stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the only like animosity that ever really happened. I ever saw was like,
But I feel like that,
focused.
like when I was qualifying, I don't really feel like that happened.
Oh,
like,
really?
The regular, like the petty officers were cool. It was just that one chief that everybody already knew. Like,
I was a fan of his, by the way.
Really?
You were?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That dude, no, fuck that dude. He was literally sleeping in the fucking chief's quarters. It's 8 o'clock on a Friday night. And I'm like, hey man, I literally need to do this, the last thing, so I can qualify roving watch and like be a useful fucking human being. And he's like, I'm busy.
Yeah, I'm about to say a man with superiority complex is that dude right there. Like, he thought like
maybe that's why I liked him.
Like, I was actually begging.
Like, dude, you're the best. What a coincidence! I'm also the best.
It's crazy. We're tied for being the best.
The last thing I want to talk about while we have you is the bell, and I don't know what the rules are on A-Gangers talking about the bell, but if you can talk about it, tell us about the bell.
Yeah, so the bell, it varies a little bit. So the bell is a bell, right? So you go in if you go in machine room for 688 at least. I'm not 100% sure where the boomer is, obviously. So you walk in and you got the diesel bell right there. So the whole point is you go hit it, you try to run back, depending on what boat. Ours was, you know, you go touch the trim pump. Other boats was a little shittier because you had there, you know, there's a DC light underneath the trim pump that you had to crawl in and touch it. And then at that point was shitty because, like, you know, if somebody runs back there, they see you like bent over, crawl, trying to, they start stomping you.
Right.
But yeah, and then so the whole
Someone
point
that doesn't know what the bell is, by the way, is gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah.
No
yeah. So
yeah. So explain the bell.
So it's like a tradition for us, right? So it's like, obviously, we're down in the machine room. We hate our lives. We're down for anything, right? Like any entertainment, essentially, aka fighting. We want to fight, right? We want to fight. We
Sounds
want to
very
like.
A-gang. This is
Yeah.
my. Yeah, that's my stereotype.
It's like, that's mine. Don't touch it. It's like, and then like the whole point is like somebody comes up and. Yeah, and then so you go run there and try to touch it, and you try to get back, right?
What does the bell represent? Why does this matter?
Well, it's like it's the diesel bell, like, you know, that's our thing, like, you
It's
know,
like
you guys are new,
like a sacred A-gang thing.
Yeah, because, like, you know, without the diesel, we can't go out to sea either, because, you know, you got to have backup power, like, you know, that's why at least A-gang is hand in hand with Nukes, because even though you guys got your shit running, your nuclear plants running, that's the backup to the nuclear plant. So if that's down, we can't go out to sea either.
Yeah.
So like that's why, like, you know, so that's why it's hand in hand. That's like our biggest things. Like, I guess you could say, breathing's pretty important. You know, scrubbers are pretty important. We can still go out to sea with down scrubbers, down AOG, down burners, down refrigerator. We can go out to sea, but if the diesel is not running, we cannot go out to sea.
Right.
Yep.
So that's like kind of our thing, and
Yeah,
it's kind of like.
So you hit this bell, ring this bell,
Yeah,
and
the
then
game
try
is-
to touch
bell was
something, and then what?
Go ahead, Mike.
It's a rite of passage to go into, as a non-A-ganger, to go into their space, their machinery room, hit the bell, go touch the other side of the space, and make it out without getting fucking attacked. That
You will
is
get attacked, and the whole
the
thing
rite
is
of passage.
Yeah, and then like I feel like it's
almost it. Not only is it a rite of passage, but it's also kind of like a if you're willing to do it to
It's
show
a game.
a
It turns
game.
into a game.
Yeah, it's a game. Yeah, it's
it
a
becomes
game.
like a respect thing.
So
that you're
did
willing
like
to,
did you guys like get somebody new on board, and you're like, hey, go touch that guy's bell?
Everyone
Oh,
gets
absolutely,
told-
every time.
Yeah,
Dude, I
everyone
remember
gets
one
told at
time.
some point to ring the bell.
One time, it was this sonar tech, and we had this new Navi T, and they were going down there after watch cleanup, and then he looks at me like
After watch cleanup's a horrible idea. Everybody's there.
Everybody's there.
No, but this is like after watch cleanup, but in port.
Okay,
Import.
okay.
So like, you know, not at sea. So like import, like, you know, it's just the first guy. No chief's gonna come down. They
Gotcha.
just tell him what to do. So this is and so like, he's a senior, like, you know, senior sonar tech. He's like his second boat, and then like he had a little chip on his shoulder too, right? He had a little chip on his shoulder. So like, you know, I think that's a big thing too for A-gangers is we like to knock people down. I want to say like to our level, but if you have a chip on your shoulder, it's like we're there to, like, you know. It's like, you're not better than us. Like,
Right.
we are all getting, like, when we're all getting fucked. We're all getting
checks
fucked
and
right now, right?
balances.
Yeah, like we're like, it's like especially like I feel like especially for mechanics, it's usually on average that, you know, especially A-gangers, we're not the smartest. So, you know what they say, you're not the smartest, try to be the strongest, right? So
I mean, definitely
most of the time,
strongest.
yeah, mechanics on average are usually like either A-gangs and nuke mechanics are usually the stronger bunch. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like for like if you get like the overall average, like they're probably the bigger, more stronger guys.
They're the guys who
Okay,
don't
so-
want to go ring the bell.
100%.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of the
And
whole point.
yeah, so like, you know, you come up and it's fun. Like, you know, you're bored down in the machine room, you know, got nothing better to do. And it's just a fun thing to do. I mean, we had this ELT when I was in Dallas try to come in. He did it so many times. It was just a game at that point. Like, he
Yeah.
knew he was gonna get his ass beat every time. And he made it fun though. He
Right.
made it fun because like we had him hog-tied. We literally hog-tied him. Took his shoes off, threw him outside. As he was crawling out, like warming out, he was still talking shit. Like, still talking shit. And I was like, yeah, I love this guy. I love this guy.
That's the Rick James special from the
Yeah, basically he's like, dude, absolutely. It's like And then, dude, and then it is like a overall thing. Obviously, once you get to a certain, like, point in, like, EDMC and stuff like that. I remember when I was in Dallas, we had this dumbass TM. Where, like, cause like, everybody does their laundry right outside machinery room, and it was the EDMC at the time over there on the Dallas. So you guys, he was like kind of looking in, and he saw the bell, and I was like right there, and he was like, yeah, back in the day, if I would have rang this bell, you probably would have started beating my ass, huh? And in my head, I'm like, yeah, back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day. But then we had this TM, dumb as bricks, TM, comes like, I just got my ass beat last week by them. And I'm like, oh my God, shut the fuck up. And then, like, luckily the EDMC was cool enough to just ignore what he said.
Yeah. Pretend
Ignore what he said. But stuff like that, it's like kind of like those respect at the time.
Yeah, it's like everyone knows it's happening, but you don't say it out loud.
Yeah.
Well, I remember one time Gabriel came down and he was out there messing with Senior, and he's getting tired of it, but he couldn't really do anything.
Right.
And then another day he come up, he didn't know like Senior was in the room, or he knew the Senior was in the room, so he thought he was gonna get away with it. So he comes up, rings the bell, right, and then he like looks at Senior and starts walking towards it, and like me and a couple guys are right there, and we look over and we're like, so are you gonna like obviously
us?
right there,
right?
He's like, you gonna stop us? And he just looks at us like, get his ass. And like, yes. And then like ran up, dude. I tackled him. We just started choking him out. Then like I remember, you guys remember that him and Senior Seppuku were best friends. And
that was the downfall, I will say.
Yeah.
That was the downfall.
Yeah, they were best friends. One time he came down, Senior Seppuku came down, rang the bell, and Senior Flores is in the room too. And we were like, are we?
Now what? Yeah.
And then he's like, go for it. We're like, no, wait. Those were the moments where we're like, okay, I love being an A-ganger right now.
Right. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
at what moment can me being an A-ganger come up to and like try to choke out a Senior Chief?
Exactly.
Yeah,
get some fucking revenge, dude.
Yeah.
Cool,
man.
Yeah,
well, thank you. I think unless you want to close with anything, I think we'll wrap it up there. Unless.
Oh no, man.
All right, cool.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, well, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
You guys have a good one, man.
You too, man.
Dude.
Everybody else will take a pee break and play a game. All right.
Are we being invaded by the Japanese, or what's going on here?
To the east, to the north, to the west.
All right, we're back from the break. Joe, hit us with a real quick Bruce Buffer.
Can you hit us with a Godsmack?
Yeah. By the way, that video is copyright flagged, but hang on, it gets better. It gets better. Godsmack, being the good guys that they are like, yeah, you can use this sound on YouTube. It's not a strike. It's just like, this is copyrighted, but it's fine. We can still be monetized and all the other shit. So pretty cool.
Nice,
dude.
That's how you know you've made it, when you start getting copyright strikes.
Godsmack's fucking sweet.
That's pretty
dude.
chill.
All right, so you guys can't see the screen that I'm sharing, which is in the recording, but I have Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes pulled up. I haven't played this game in a very long time, but what I do remember, and I think it's going to walk me through how to play, because I have the game, I'm going to be the diffuser, and you guys are going to be the experts. And so it's just a website that you go to get the manual for this bomb, and I have to tell you what I'm seeing, and you have to use what I'm telling you and give me instructions of how to defuse these bombs, and we have to not blow up. That's the idea.
Okay.
And so just for comparison's sake, so that we have a target, I'm going to compare how we do to the world record speed run and just see how we do.
Well, the world record speed
accurate.
run is going to be like 4 fucking seconds. So like, let's
That's
not,
how the cheat goes,
Maybe
right?
let's not even start that, dude.
All right. Here's the thing. I don't know how to get back into the game. I'm in the menu. Escape? Yeah, okay, escape. All right.
IT.
It says, I am the bomb diffuser. My goal is to defuse a bomb with the help of my friends. Your friends are the experts who guide you by using the bomb defusal manual. The diffuser is not allowed to look at the manual. The experts are not allowed to look at the screen, which you guys can't see.
True.
Okay.
Try fun ways to keep the diffuser isolated. Check. Many, many miles. The manual is at bombmanual.com.
Yeah,
Bomb
you just
manual
put me on a
copy.
list and I can't
Yeah.
fly. That's what
Hey
that shit is.
FBI,
Nice
this is
try.
a video game.
This would be a very funny prank if that's what I
Yeah,
was doing.
I have a secret clearance. Don't take it away, please.
It says there's no website.
There
you just
goes
have to
my
Google,
TSA pre-check.
You just have to
Fucking
Google
knew
how
it.
to make a bomb.
Okay.
Good thing I'm not flying soon.
Okay, let me know when you guys find it.
I got
I
it.
think I'm on it.
Found it.
Yeah.
I've got a
Okay.
PDF.
Everybody good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sweet. I'm glad we've never seen this before.
I'm clicking finish. The game
Hold on.
requires bomb defusal manual version 1 to play. Please ensure that you have the correct manual language and version by entering its verification code below.
241.
241.
241. Submit.
241.
Yep, we're in. Before you begin, let's go quickly over the controls of the game. All right, I see a bomb. My controls are probably going to be a weak point. I'm going to go into the bombs book.
I just want to point out there's a section called On the Subject of Who's on First.
Oh, God.
So we already know that
That's going to be tricky.
this is a shit show.
All
Love
right.
it.
Okay, the only option I can choose is the first bomb. So I'm going to do that one. Description. Everybody has to start somewhere. Let's just hope it doesn't end here, too. Make sure your experts have the manual and are ready to help. We have 5 minutes, and we get 3 strikes.
Yeah.
Starting
so
it up.
Above your timer should be X's. So you'll see
Okay.
how many strikes we have.
All right, here we go. Loading. Okay. It's dark. I have 5 minutes. It's not counting down. Now it's counting down.
Okay.
It has a serial number.
Okay.
RJ0FL2.
RJ0FL2.
I see looks like a capacitor or a fuse. I see an abort button, yellow and white cables, and like zodiac sign buttons.
How many modules do you see? 6? 6 modules on the front?
There's 6 spots, but only there's 3 like actual contraptions and a timer. So there's 2 blank ones.
Okay. Does one of them have like squiggly wires in it?
Yeah, they're all yellow or white.
Okay, they're all yellow, or how many wires?
There's 6 wires. It goes yellow, white, white, yellow, yellow, yellow.
If there are no yellow wires, unless there's just
Yellow.
Did you say it said RJ what?
So you have yellows?
The serial number was RJ0FL2.
How many yellow wires are there?
4 total.
Okay.
Did you say something about a capacitor earlier?
Yeah, at the bottom side of the bomb by the serial number.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a fuse or a capacitor. It looks like a capacitor, but it's
sorry,
red.
but
focus.
Hey, Kenny, do you have any red wires?
No red wires.
Cut the last wire.
Cut the last wire.
Yes.
Okay, that module lit up green, but the timer's
Perfect.
still going.
All right. What's the other module?
It's like
Yeah, we're gonna go module by module, so we're only doing one at a time.
okay. My next module is like wingding font.
Okay.
Push buttons. There's 4
Like
push buttons.
hieroglyphics?
Yeah, hieroglyphics.
Gotcha. Oh, what do you see?
I see one that is a hybrid between an X and a K.
Oh shit.
I see an
Okay, hold
upside
on.
down question mark.
Wait, is it a forward and a backward K?
No.
Which direction is the K facing?
It's like an X, but the bottom right leg of the X hangs down like a K.
Okay.
All right.
I also
What's the
see,
other ones?
like, if you were going to draw a spring, like elementary style, it's like the first loop of a spring, or like a really loopy 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
I got it. Okay.
I see an upside down question mark, and I see a backwards 3 with an umlaut over it, 2 dots over it.
What?
There's an E.
No, hold on.
Sure, backwards E.
Oh,
Okay.
I see what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. So you need to press. Ooh, I think it's the last row, guys. Does everyone agree?
I was
No.
going to say the second
The
row.
umlaut?
Hold on.
I don't. The last one doesn't have.
What's
Yeah,
your?
X and
What are
X.
the other symbols you see, Kenny?
That I only
You
see
get-
those 4.
Can you go back over them
say
one more
Right?
time for
So
us?
he has 4 buttons. He
I
has to
agree,
press
it's
them
number
in
2.
order from top to button.
It's the
based on
second
the
column.
column that we have. I agree. It's the second column.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you re-explain them
order
really
that-
fast?
Hey, wait. The order that I have is backwards E with 2 dots.
Okay.
Spring, the springy one, the weird X, and then the upside down question mark.
I agree.
Can you describe
need
the
to press
weird
them
X
in
one
that
again,
order.
Kenny?
It looks
Is it
the
like
second
does this look
column?
like an H? Like if you did a cursive H?
yeah, kind of with the extra leg at the bottom
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
It's in the second column, second from the bottom. So
Yes.
yeah.
All right.
So he needs
So
to go
gamers say that
umlaut.
order again.
Okay,
Yeah,
umlaut
umlaut
first.
first.
And
Next,
then the springy one,
springy one. Okay,
and then the H,
okay,
and then the question mark.
okay. That one's green. We have less than a minute.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh shit.
We haven't even turned it around to the other
The
side of
last
the ball.
one you said
There's
was like a
another
squeezy
side?
thing?
What's the next thing? What's the next thing you're looking
There's an
at?
abort button.
Okay. Button.
Board.
Button. Okay.
On the subject of the button.
What
If
color
the
is
button
the
is
button?
blue, yeah.
It's blue. It's blue.
If the button is blue and it says abort, hold the button and refer to releasing a held button. Releasing a held button. Does it have any stripes?
No.
Okay. So
So am I gonna click and hold the button?
Yes, just click and hold it now. A color strip will light up on the
It's,
right
it's
side
white.
of the module.
It's white.
Release the countdown timer. As
One
when
in
the
any
timer's in
position.
a 1.
Any
When-
one.
Anyone?
Any number
Yeah.
is
All
1.
right, it's solved.
digits
It's solved.
one.
It's solved. We had 12 seconds left.
Hey, fuck it. Not a speed
Oh.
run world record, but for
Because they sent in the squad. They knew who was going in.
Yeah.
Obviously,
first
we were going to
time.
crush this.
No
Diffused.
mistakes. No
We were
mistakes.
developing like the Hollywood suspense on purpose.
Well, if I was suspense, we would have waited 11 more seconds and then let go.
we can't. We didn't even know.
I'm clicking continue.
It's true. It's true. The fearless operator was supposed to like sweat and then ask one more time.
Okay, I can go into free play mode. I think we try a hardcore one.
Oh.
Already?
Is this something you have to?
Yeah, we did the
download?
practice run. Now we're ready for the big league.
Should we just trek along as we're going now?
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
ready
maybe
for.
I think maybe with all the experts we should divvy up the modules.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's divvy up who gets what modules.
We'll
I like
start
the
with a
symbols.
listing of modules, and we
Okay.
will, yeah,
then you guys
like I think maybe
delineate?
try to man-to-man, none of this screen business.
Okay. Let me just keep playing the game instead of going to hardcore yet.
All right, so we just had standard modules, okay? Then there's such a thing called needy modules. I don't know if
Yes.
anyone's read that far. They cannot be disarmed, but pose a recurrent hazard.
Oh shit! So that's on
Neat.
me then.
That's
Needy
why I was really
modules.
worried when someone
Yeah.
said something about a capacitor.
Okay. It's probably a
Yeah.
fuse.
So needy modules can be identified as a module with a small 2-digit timer on the top
Okay.
center of the block. Interacting with the bomb may cause them to become activated.
Oh, shit.
Once activated, this module must be tended to regularly before their timer expires in order to prevent a strike.
Okay.
So
Well-
you've got to stay observant of.
Yeah,
if
I
you
think
get
we're
one of
gonna
those.
let's just play the game as it babies us.
Okay.
We finished section 1, which was the first bomb in the tutorial. Let's try to get through section 2 this episode and see how we do.
Perfect.
It's
Can do.
4 bombs total. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
here we go. Firing it up. It's 3 modules. We get 3 strikes.
Okay.
Okay, there's 5 minutes. Lights are on. Timer's not going yet. Now it is. There's a serial. I don't know if it's a serial number, but on the bottom of the bomb, there's a VGA connection.
Oh,
And-
shit.
Hold on, that's at the end of the menu.
And the letters FRK in a red rectangle with a white light. The modules that I have are the hieroglyphics, wires, and it looks like Minesweeper. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Let's start
Minesweeper.
with hieroglyphics.
Okay, hieroglyphics. I have a capital A, but the line connecting the A is a T. So it looks kind of like
Okay.
a house.
There's only one of those.
I have a backward C with a dot in the center.
Yep.
Yep.
I have the same HK shape.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a gamma sign with a line through the handle.
Okay. Start with A.
That's not a gamma sign. That's the wrong sign. It's
The
like
upside down Y. Upside down.
upside
Y.
down Y. Yeah.
It's a lambda. Start with A.
Okay. Click that first.
Then
Yep.
yeah. Then do lambda.
Okay.
Then do H with the tail. Then do
Okay.
backwards C dot.
That one's green.
Yep.
All right. So the one you said looks like Minesweeper, I think does it have one triangle?
Yeah.
Okay, that's called a maze.
Okay. You got the maze.
Yeah, find the maze with the matching circular markings. Okay, so where are the circles?
Far
Can you give me a
column.
grid?
Far column to the right. Down 4.
Okay, got it. And where's the other dot or the
Two,
circle?
2 left of that.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect. So that maze.
Okay, so top
find the-
right.
So
Mhm.
where's your triangle?
Top right.
Okay. And it's if user must navigate a white light to the right. Warning: do not cross the lines of the maze. Okay, so your triangle's in the top right.
Yep. And the white dot is 2 to the left of that.
Okay.
Okay.
So move one left,
It turned red. That's a
then
strike.
one down.
No, hold on. Stop.
What?
That was a strike.
You are not the triangle.
Oh, I'm
with
the white dot.
Where's
So-
the white dot?
Where's the
The white dot is 4th column, top row.
Okay, so go down,
Mhm. One.
Okay.
go right one.
Yep.
Up one,
Yep.
right one.
Okay, that one's solved. Now I have wires, and if there's anything on the bottom.
Okay, wires.
How many wires?
6 wires. Yellow, yellow, blue, blue, yellow, red.
The port that you saw, is
Yep.
it like skinny or is it really, really wide?
Which direction?
Horizontally.
It only takes up like a little bit of the section that it's in. It's not very big.
Is
Okay,
there
it's not
one
very
yellow?
big.
There's 3 yellows.
Yellow,
Is there
yellow,
red?
blue, yellow, red.
Sorry.
Yeah, he's got a red.
Yellow, yellow, blue, blue, yellow, red.
Everyone agrees.
Cut the
Cut
fourth
the
wire.
fourth.
Fourth, cut the
Yeah.
fourth
Got
wire.
the 4th. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Solved it. Minute 24 left.
Dude, fucking.
Look
That's
out,
a world
Ninja.
record.
Why
out,
aren't we
Ninja.
EOD? We should have been EOD.
Is that right?
Fucking read or write. Yeah, so those ports literally don't fucking matter unless you have a parallel port.
That means
That's the
2
only
of
thing I
them?
can find. No, it's the one that you're looking at, but it's wide.
Oh, okay, okay,
That's why I was asking. Like, if it's not really, really wide, then it doesn't fucking matter.
okay.
Yeah. Also, the small indicator that you said had FRK,
Yep.
unless that's referenced by a specific module's text later, it just lets me know that there are indicators, and they may
Okay.
say things like FRK.
Got it. Moving on. Double your money, this one's called. 6 modules.
Joe? Hold
same
on.
time.
Can I pause real quick?
Pause.
Yeah. I mean, I can't
Joe,
pause
how
it,
did- Joe, what makes you say that only the parallel port matters?
Because I can only find one port that has anything to do to talk about a port, and it's
Which
on
part is that?
complicated wires.
but okay, we're here.
Where if you have the letter
Okay.
P and you have a parallel port, you
I
cut
have
a wire.
2 fuses on the bottom, no serial number.
Okay.
I have a button that says press, a button that says detonate, wires, and hieroglyphics.
Okay.
Start
let's
with hieroglyphics.
wires.
Hieroglyphics.
Or-
I have
Okay.
a backwards N with a tiny U over it,
Okay.
Okay.
Last column.
an omega,
Okay. Yeah, it's the right one.
a pitchfork,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and a
Mhm,
6.
Okay,
Okay.
Mhm.
Start with 6.
Okay,
Pitchfork.
okay,
Backwards N.
okay,
Omega.
done. Who's got wires?
All of us. Keep going. How many are there?
4.
Read them
Okay.
out.
White, red, blue, black.
Cut the first wire.
Yep, that's what I see.
Okay, first wire.
Yep.
Yep, that one's done. Now I have a press button and a detonate button.
Okay.
What color's the button?
They're both red.
How many batteries?
Oh,
Wait,
those
yeah, I don't think
batteries?
those are fuses.
they're
Those are batteries.
2 batteries.
Okay,
Press
so
and
there's
immediately
more
release
than
the
one
button.
battery, and there's a button that says detonate.
Press and immediately release the
Press
detonate
and immediately
button.
release the button.
The one that says detonate?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, that one's done. Now just the press button.
Press.
Is there a label or
Uh,
a serial number or anything?
for the bomb, no. Oh, wait. Oh, my God, there's more sides.
Yeah.
Yep.
There is a serial number. HD4PL1.
Okay.
I also have more hieroglyphics and wires.
Let's do hieroglyphics, Kenny, you and me.
Okay, upside down question mark. Springy 6. Fucked up KH. Backwards E with the umlaut.
The fucked up KH, that's the H with the tail thing?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to start with backwards E with the umlaut.
Okay.
Then we're going to do springy 6.
Okay.
Then the fucked up H with the tail.
Okay.
Then the
Question
upside
mark?
question mark.
Okay, that one's done.
Okay.
Wires.
6 wires. Black, blue, red, white, red, white. And we have...
If there are no yellow, and if the last digit of the serial number is odd.
That is true.
Cut the third wire.
Okay, that one's done. All that's left is press button.
Is
It like it says press.
The button says press.
Shit.
What's the color of the
I don't even know
It's red.
what that would be.
If the button is red.
There's also, I guess, 4
hold.
batteries, so I might have fucked that. Oh, there's 6 batteries.
It's fine.
Batteries.
It just said if there's more than one.
Okay.
It's red, but it says press.
If
Yep.
none of the above apply, hold the button and refer to releasing the
Okay,
held button.
don't do that yet. That's correct, but like, let's wait and reread the next part a little bit.
So
we have 1 minute 32.
Oh, it's gonna have a stripe. Okay, so go ahead and click and hold.
Red stripe.
Any other
Release
stripe
the counter.
release when it has a 1.
a 1 and a digit.
Solved.
Release.
Solved. Defused.
Okay, can we go over that last one?
No.
Go to
I don't even know what module that
Okay.
is.
It was the button. It was the
That's the
button.
button module.
Go to page 6.
There's
So
click
basically that was-
conditions and there's release conditions. If none of the click conditions apply, you click and hold and then release at a set thing.
So that was where we were.
Yeah.
Wait,
Step
let
7.
me read.
Dude, if I have to release a button, I might get some stopwatch baseball practice in.
Okay.
Release it when
All
it's
right,
a trick.
Good.
Ready?
Got it.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, there's 2 more. This one's called One Step Up. 4 modules, 3 strikes, 5 minutes. Here we go.
Easy day.
How much time do we have left that last time?
We had a minute 20 something.
I'm doing okay.
Okay. Here we go. Pick it up. Timer's going. I see 2 I have a serial number, 3 total batteries. Serial number is RQ1EH7. I have a module that has words on buttons, like multiple. I have Simon. I have 2 sets of wires.
Let's do wires first.
Okay. First wires, 6 wires. Yellow, white, yellow. Blue, white, white.
If there are no red wires, cut the last wire.
Yep.
Okay, that one's done. Next wires is 6 wires. White, white, red. Blue, red, blue.
There are no yellow, cut the last. And the last digit is odd, cut the third.
Yeah.
Last digit is
7.
odd.
Yep.
Third wire.
Third
Yep.
wire.
Okay, Simon is blinking yellow occasionally.
Okay, so the way this is going to work, there's a color encode decode. So your yellow is going to correspond to a different color to press, and
Okay.
that has different conditions.
Okay.
So does our serial number contain a vowel?
Yes.
Okay, so we have the top table for our decode.
And
How
it's
many strikes do we have
flashing
currently?
yellow.
How many what?
The,
have 0
the
strikes.
next thing that matters is how many strikes we have.
No
If our number of
strikes.
strikes changes, our
It
decode
should
changes.
be
Okay.
green. Does everybody agree green?
Yellow is, yeah, green.
Hit green. Okay, that gave me the yes. Now it's yellow, yellow.
Green.
Good. Yellow, red.
Green, blue.
That one's solved. Now we have word buttons.
Word button.
Okay.
Like,
Word
is it
button.
It looks like a
three?
cash. Yes. It looks like a cash register, and the buttons have words on them.
Okay, so it's who's on first? So read the display.
Oof.
The display says first.
Okay.
Do you need to know what my buttons say?
So if
Usually
it
this
says
button only
first,
used to
that's the
two
second
colors.
one that shows up. There's an I in the top right.
So what's the
So-
top right button say? UHHHH?
Yep. 3 H's.
Okay, press ready.
Green. Okay, that's good. Now it changed. The label says your. Top right is the letter U.
Which kind of your, Kenny?
YOUR.
Okay. What is your second column, second row?
You are
Your-
the letters U and R.
Done. Everyone agree?
I don't have that
Yeah.
button.
Oh.
You don't have a done button?
No.
Well, it just has to be the first one that shows up. So I'm gonna
What
read
about
it
the-
out and
Yep.
click the first one that
Ah.
shows up.
Okay,
So
Yeah.
done. The letter U.
got it. That's green. Now they're changing again. THEIR. There is my label.
Okay.
Second
Okay,
column,
it's the
second row.
Is
yeah,
hold.
second column, second. Cold.
HOLD. Hold.
Okay, do you have a UR? YOUARE?
Yes.
Okay, that's that one.
Done. Solved it. Minute 24 left.
Fucking.
Cooking.
Fuck yeah, you guys.
Better every
We're
time.
cooking.
That one is really weird
God.
to understand what the fuck it's trying to tell you to do.
Yeah, I was.
I
very
didn't
lost.
have time to like read the directions. We were already
Yeah.
on it. So
That-
I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I've got 3
That's why I
tables.
called
Let me
this
just
one
figure
out
this shit out.
Specifically.
Is this game boring as shit to play as an expert?
No,
No.
it's really hard.
Okay.
No, this is
It's-
very
it's-
like
Being the diffuser
No,
is
it's
high
good.
intensity.
yeah, because you're just waiting.
We're
All right,
like,
here we go.
just like, shit, which section is that?
Right.
Okay, hold on.
It's this manual is 23 pages.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Last one for the episode. It's called Pick Up the Pace. We have 3 minutes, which we have not beat yet.
Nope.
3 modules. Here we go.
Okay, a minute each.
Start with wires.
Okay. Okay, Osama has planted the bomb. 3 minutes.
Oh my god.
I don't have wires. I have a maze, who's on first,
Okay.
and a yellow abort button.
All right, let's do who's on
Do
first
the-
to get out of the way.
That's really hard, yeah.
The label is THEIR. My
Uh-huh.
second column, second row is done. DONE.
Do you
All right.
have a Shure SHS?
No, I don't have
SURE.
that.
What?
I do have uh-huh.
Hit it.
Okay, that's
Say,
great.
say it correctly. Uh-huh.
My label
All right.
is lead, LEED. Second column, second row is wait, WAIT.
Wait, it's not
I need
always.
second column, third.
RIGHT.
Wait.
Instead of LEED,
LEED.
First
Oh.
column.
third row.
Sorry.
Left. LEFT.
Okay.
All right, you ready? Right.
Got it.
L-
Which right? RIGHT?
RIGHT.
Mhm.
Okay, that's green.
Okay.
Now my label
we have
is
mazes?
red. RED.
Okay, second column, second row.
We're still on it.
RIGHT.
Do you have a yes?
I do.
It's that
That
one.
one's done. I have a maze and a yellow abort button.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Press
I
the
thought you were
button.
done with
Press
one,
and
okay.
hold it. Press and hold the button, and tell me what color you get.
Blue.
Release it when the countdown timer has a 4 in any position.
Oh no. Okay. A little bit of stopwatch baseball here.
Mhm.
Green. Okay. All that's left is a maze.
Okay. Where
Do
are
you-
your circles?
First column, fifth row,
Fifth
Okay.
row.
and third column, second row.
Okay.
Alright,
we're
gotcha.
bottom right.
Okay.
Yep.
Where's your white dot?
My white dot is last column, 4th row.
Where's your triangle?
Where's your triangle?
4th column, top row.
1, 2,
Okay,
3.
go up all the way to the corner,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm there.
and then go. Just start going left.
Just go left towards it.
Solved. 49 seconds left. Bang!
Bang.
Bang.
Easy.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
All right, cool.
Maybe bang isn't how we want to celebrate. Considering.
Yeah, good point. Not bang. Not bang.
Yeah.
Kaboom.
We haven't even like gone over every module possible.
Dude, there's so many
No.
models.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty more for further episodes then.
Perfect.
That's fun.
Let me see if I can get out of this game. Quick game. Boom. Switch my screens. Switch my screens. And we're back. So
Somebody
watch
out
this.
there
I want to watch
has
this from Peter's point of view.
memorized.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I'm
Somebody
sure.
out there has memorized this entire module, and they just open the bomb and they're like, "Okay, I remember."
I'm gonna be honest. Power School was being given this and told the test is tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You can
Yeah.
be here until midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna memorize these 23 pages and be tested
And-
on it.
The
And if
test.
you
Also,
take it
you
home
can't
to
take
study,
this book home.
yeah, if you take it home to study, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not before we mask you in front of the entire school and
Right.
humiliate you.
All right, cool. I think that was an exciting way to end. I don't know. Is there anything we need to close on?
Anybody want to do a fun sea story?
Ooh.
Once upon a time,
And one time at band camp,
What happens?
Get ready.
Petty officer, will you tell me a sea story?
Ooh.
I already did one earlier.
Petty officer, will you tell me a sea story? Let me open my book.
I think I don't really know if it's a sea story or not.
Mike,
but
we can
one
tell
of-
Putnam.
Oh, Putnam's good. You should roll with Putnam, please.
All right. It's a two-parter. The two stories are unrelated except for the main character.
Yes.
The main character is a beloved fellow named John from Iowa. Proud to tell you he's from Iowa. Thinks that lots of things happen in Iowa.
Is wrong.
So I believe we were on ISEX.
It's like you know him.
Yes.
And myself and Mike and Lucas and I think one other person that I don't remember who it was were sitting down active maneuvering, either getting cleaning supplies out or studying or something. John was not there. And we're in the middle of a conversation, and John sprints up the ladder to get right in front of us, and he's standing a few feet from our faces. And he turns frantically to us and goes, Putnam! And we just stare at him blankly like he's having a stroke. We're like, what? And then he ran off. He didn't even wait for like a response. He just went about whatever his chaotic mind was telling him to do. And then later we find him and we address the situation. And we're like, John, what the fuck is a Putnam? And he's like, what are you talking about? And we're like, you stormed in to break up our conversation, urgently yelling about Putnam. What is that? And he said, oh, no. I looked at you guys and said, does anyone have a chem wipe on them? Dude, no, you fucking didn't. There's four of us sitting here. Every single one of us knew that you said Putnam, which is a word that is new to our lexicon. And then ran off. Even if we would have understood him saying, do you have a chem wipe on him? He ran off before anyone could even give him one.
Yeah, I remember explicitly going, John, there's no T in the sentence you just said, and you said Putnam.
Yeah. So same character comes over to me and Amber's house for poker night with many of the same usual suspects.
It was like poker night and like
I think a going away party.
There were so many people there. Like
Yeah.
not even just like the usual suspects.
Yeah, the apartment was packed, and the drinks were flowing, and John was there, and John was not drinking, for the record. Not that it ever fucking mattered, but John was sober.
And did he have a girlfriend?
His girlfriend came. Yeah, that's where we met his girlfriend. God bless her soul. Anyway, nothing unusual happens that night. And then the very next morning, Amber's in the fridge and pulls out an envelope and says, "Is this yours?" And I was like, "No, it was in the refrigerator." So we opened it up.
So my brain was like, "Oh, somebody wanted to like say thank you, but not in front of everybody." That's cool.
Okay.
Leave it in the fridge, yeah.
Could be
So
a
we
thing.
open it up, and it is a family photo of John and his entire extended family with like a heartfelt message about like missing him in our refrigerator. John is not there and hasn't been for 12 hours. And so I tried to like text him and ask what it was about. He was confused about what I was even talking about. And so I take the physical thing to work. And I'm like, dude, this is what you left in my refrigerator. And he goes, oh, that's where that is. And he just moved on like, oh, I knew I left it somewhere. I put it in your goddamn refrigerator.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right next
Also, when you told me about it.
Yeah, I was like, how does it end up in the fridge, dude? And he didn't know. But his best guess was that he grabbed it from his car, which he's like, I think it was on the floor of my car, and I just scooped it up to come inside with nothing else. He didn't bring anything else to the party.
As one does.
Yeah, and at some point dropped it in the fridge, I guess.
No, but it wasn't even like in the fridge, like in the fridge. It was on the top shelf of the door.
He said it there.
Like he had put it there. It
Yeah.
seemed so obvious.
I have most of the page of C story notes I have is John stories. Yeah, I mean a real quick one. I was standing watching maneuvering one day, and he comes in. He was an e-dibber, and he came in to do maintenance on a panel behind me, and he just starts whistling, but not a song. Like he's just whistling.
I didn't know this was him.
He's just whistling sounds, and it's like bugging me because I'm looking for like a rhythm or like figure out what song. And it's chaos that's coming out of his mouth. And so finally, like, dude, what? You have to stop. I was like, what are you whistling? And he goes, oh, nothing. I was like, what do you mean? Who whistles nothing? What does that even mean to whistle nothing? And he goes, it's just a whistle while you work kind of thing. Like, dude, what does that mean? Like at some point, someone told him, whistle while you work. And he's like, yeah, just whistle what the fuck ever. There's no song playing in his head.
Just make noise.
He's just whistling with his mouth.
Just making noise.
While he's doing maintenance, yeah.
Even the dwarves, when they whistle while they work, are whistling a tune.
Right. I mean, it was madness. It was like Jeffrey Dahmer
brain
was
is
whistling behind me.
His brain is just electrons, just in a cloud. And those are thoughts.
He got out of the Navy early so he could start college.
Really?
Is the best
I didn't know
part.
that was a thing.
Yeah. It's like a waiver that you can just apply for that. Hey, the semester, my EOS date won't line up with the semester. Can I just like go to college?
And they were like, sure.
And they're like, yeah.
Here's the door.
Yeah. You
We'll walk you out.
You didn't remember that?
No.
I very vividly remember that because like, wow.
We might.
I didn't know that was a thing. I was like, wow, if that dude can make it, I can fucking make it.
Yeah, for sure.
He's just.
If you look up the definition
there.
of a space cadet, it was John.
Yeah,
John was currently, John was forever, while we knew him, floating in orbit above Earth and just, whoa.
Let's close it out. We'll close it out there. I think it'll edit to be a pretty short episode.
Yeah.
And see you guys next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Ready, fellas?
Like and subscribe.